in the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down. In the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down. In the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down. In the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down.
We about to put you up on game. QOC, you gotta know the name. Keep it real, you know ain't nothing changed. Set the standard, staying in our lane. Yep, that's what you thought. Paying the cost, taking no loss, keeping you up on what's happening. And now that I got your attention, let me mention this.
In the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down. In the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down. In the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down. In the mix, in the mix, in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. What's going on, everybody? Oh, so on
What
the
up
beat.
with it?
Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
on the intro. Once again, we back in the mix.
In the mix.
Exactly. That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to start singing it again.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how it's going down.
What's up with you, J. Marie?
We back. Man, how have y'all been?
Good.
It's been a minute.
Big
y'all-
chilling.
Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up with you, Prime?
Good, man. What's up, O?
Man, hanging in there.
Already.
Yes,
What's up,
sir.
y'all? Doing?
Man, what's going on? I see we all,
Yeah.
you know, we got different colors on today. We all from the West Coast, you know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Yeah, I know. There we go. Now we moving on. That was a bad joke. That ain't go right. That ain't go right. So we moving on.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what? So we got a lot of shit to talk about.
It's so much going on in the news. Let's
Lot of shit.
Let's
Man.
do it. Yeah.
My light-skinned homeboy can't catch a break or he catching breaks, or I don't know what you would call it. But see Breezy. See Breezy.
See Breezy.
Damn it, man. Damn it. So Chris Brown is in the news.
Look like
because
he was crying.
I don't know. You know, our water lines be watering sometimes, and the light skinnedness be sometimes.
You would cry too.
Because I've been fighting with this mascara. I'm just saying, we don't be getting the best. Anyway, so Chris Brown, Chris Maurice Brown. He is back in the news. So what happened? Something in 2018. I can't remember the year.
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So he got into it overseas with some niggas in the club.
Right.
He swung the bottle, broke the bottle, shattered the bottle, and came back to the U.S. like shit didn't even happen. So.
And they told him not to leave. That's the thing. They told him you got to stay over here.
He said no guidance. Man, there's so many songs. I'm a huge Chris Brown fan. I'm sorry. Musically, I'm a huge Chris Brown fan. I don't know him personally, so I can't attest to the man's credentials, you know, past that. But musically, yeah. Damn it.
Yep, they told him to stay over there. He went to France.
He went to France, but he got bailed out. So it was some wee in there. He got bailed out. So now he's back in the U.S.
I think he resumed with the tour.
He did,
He's
because
resumed
that's
with
the tour with Summer Walker. Okay, yeah, so I'm over here trying to figure out, did I put a note on it? We got a video for Chris Brown.
No wonder Chris Brown was arrested during his concert in the UK. He made 3 fatal mistakes there. R&B singer Chris Brown arrived in Manchester on Thursday. Police went to his hotel 2 hours later and arrested him there. First, the reason for the arrest was his involvement in a violent case. In January 2019, during his performance in London, he was accused of rape by a woman and subsequently arrested by British police. However, due to insufficient evidence, Brown was bailed out by his manager. Second, while on bail for the rape case, police required him not to leave the UK, but he violated this rule and secretly traveled to France to continue holding concerts, which left a criminal record for him in the UK. Finally, in February 2023, Chris Brown returned to London, UK. While visiting a nightclub, he clashed with music producer Abe Dial, severely injured the other party, and fled again. British police were furious and determined to arrest Chris Brown. Thus, in 2025, when Chris thought people had forgotten his violent incidents and prepared to come to the UK for a concert, he did not realize that the police had been waiting for him for 2 years. He was finally arrested on May 15, 2025.
It is something.
Did they
Let me just say it's some attractive about the bad boy, but not like the bad boy like you can't control yourself, bad boy, or the Diddy bad boy. Let's even clarify further. But
did they think
it's
that
just
they
like,
weren't,
okay, we how many kids we
weren't
got
gonna remember
now?
who he was?
But I'm just saying, how many children does he have now? He's doing so good for himself. Then it's like he's about to celebrate some sort of accomplishment in his career, right? This is supposed to have been some sort of 20-year career or something like that. I don't know. It was something. Anyway, he's being acknowledged for his GOATness. And in the midst of this, it seems like every time we turn around, is it not? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Every time he gets acknowledged for something amazing, then some bullshit hits the fan. Some dirt gets dug up, slung or whatever. Is that what it seemed like?
Walking around like he's untouchable, like he feels like he's untouchable.
You feel like he's walking around like he's untouchable versus him just doing him?
I don't think so. I think it's more, to me, I'm starting to see a trend like it's happening a lot with black celebrities. That's what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying?
It's super obvious.
I don't think Chris Breezy is people like him. I don't think they really just doing a lot of this stuff. A lot of people are targeting them, you know what I'm saying, because they're trying to get money. You know, so yeah.
With him, I'll say it seems like he cannot catch a break though. And I'm not saying that because of Rihanna at all. I don't condone or justify none of that, and I don't think he does either. But he does have some anger issues that he tends to deal with in the worst way. You know, so
but it's
like,
only so much as a celebrity. If I'm sure so much you can take. We don't know how these people getting taunted and you know what I'm saying, teased and all types of stuff. It's only so much you can take as a person. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna go. It could go either way.
With him, with him though, I feel like they are. It just seems like was it really that bad? Was it really that bad, or are y'all sensationalizing it? No pun intended to his song, but like, really, is he this violent of a dude, or is it you're doing this because somehow it's going to give you an advantage financially? Because that's what it comes to me every time with him.
They say Chris Brown ain't no punk now. You know, they say he really about that life.
Yeah.
So he could be bringing it to his own door.
A hit dog gonna holler.
That's a possibility. that's a possibility that he brings it to himself, but it's also a possibility that he getting picked on too because of the light skin situation too. And I'm a singer and a dancer and all this type of stuff. So people think you kind of soft, and they'll say things or do things to provoke you. Now, whether or not he's able to control himself, we don't know. I don't know, but I think it's a combination of some things. We don't really know, but I don't, just from looking outside looking in, it don't seem like he just it don't seem like he a crazy violent person. It just look like he ain't gonna take no mess.
Yeah, and man, the colorism thing is a real thing. I'm not gonna get on that. I'm not gonna get on that.
It is though. It is.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. But another topic, another day. Yeah. So moving on to his homeboy, Tory Lanez. Now, Chris, okay. Woo. That's a tough picture. We probably had a better one, but you know, that's his mugshot. That's his mugshot. So you
don't look pretty for no mugshot though.
You don't. That's true. Okay, so but all jokes aside, he got stabbed up pretty bad. And that wasn't a rumor, that was an actual situation that happened to him. Was it 14 times?
14.
And it like, damn. One time, nigga, I'm out. It's like, I don't even understand how you standing up or surviving a one time. But 15?
They probably caught him in a compromising place in prison. You know,
and then was just like everywhere. Because how the fuck are you letting somebody hit you, stab you 15 times?
That's prison. You know, and ain't no telling. They probably let him in the cage with him. Some, you know, that stuff be happening.
And then he's not scurrying around. Well, shit, that might have been what the hell it was.
A real life version of Oz.
Yeah.
And their rumors will say, speculation, accusations, assumptions that it's a paid hit from the Stallion crew, or somebody in the music industry that's not trying to see him succeed, and then Meg is taking the fall for that. What y'all think about that though?
Oh, what
do you think? What about if it's Rock Nation?
I think
then we getting into some. It's getting sticky.
If it turns out that, think about this, if it turns out that he's really innocent, then that's gonna make some people look really bad. You know,
absolutely.
Like Megan Thee Stallion, like Rock Nation, they was against him. So you know what I'm saying? I could see, you know, because that's gonna turn into a lawsuit itself. And
absolutely.
So I can see somebody putting a hit on him, you know what I'm saying, just to try to dead the situation so they won't have to go through it. But you know, he always said he was innocent. He always said that. Now,
he's supposed to be an R&B nigga, right? So you get some street credibility. So when he go to singing all these hard lines, all this, you know, whatever happened to him in prison, you feel like that's gonna give him the street credibility. Now he's gonna tap into a whole newer audience. So this could work for his advantage, to his advantage.
I hope he don't take that approach with trying to use the prison situation as to boost himself with that shit. Actually, to me, that shit getting old. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody doing it. Like I hope
shit though. This actually happened to him. Like he can write a song 15 times, 15 different fucking ways about being stabbed 15 times, 15 different ways too.
But he's getting older. How old is Tory Lanez? Like, do you really want to use that? You know, when you can use your innocence as a bigger means to boost your credibility and your career, you can use your innocence better.
I don't want to hear no song about me getting stabbed.
Yeah. I mean,
you can come about it in a creative way. You can write about it in a creative way. You know that as a writer. Come on now, old soul. You can write about shit in a creative way.
I still don't want to have a song out there where I'm talking about getting stabbed because I think more about my audience. Do I want my audience to hear anything about this?
Okay.
Well,
that's fair.
Well, I can see him writing a book. I can see him writing a book about his experience. For
A
damn
book, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But to make songs about him being stabbed, he's not no gangster rapper. He's not one of them.
He's not, but he can push that narrative though.
Yeah,
with flipping the script.
I don't think
and using that.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think that shit old. But you know, I don't know. The 50 Cent type of situation is to me getting old. That's for youngsters. That's for real young cats.
Well, and they calling I guess they would say in his age range, he's to the younger generation. Right. So he would be but even still, but let's break the monotony of the drama. We need some funny shit. throw in some funny shit for us.
We gonna get it. Hey, now watch this. Look, me myself, shit. I'm a soldier. I'm looking for a soldierette. Yeah. Obvious to me, you see, you ain't never met a soldier yet. Yeah. From the 504, you already know. Tell how I talk. Yeah. Understood need not be explained. Tell how I walk. Walk. Now walk it out. I can do. Yeah. I can get it from just you. Hey. You know you my baby. You know you my baby. We can do what we can do.
Coming soon on Malico Records.
Come on now, dog. Come on now, dog.
Come on, man.
She was backing him up now, but you gotta admit that was pretty fly. Now he looked crazy as shit. But
that's like baby.
Your girl,
that's kind of fly.
Your girl supposed to be down for you like that. That's
listen
called down. You know what I'm saying? For real.
I don't know what she was singing, but it sounded good.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
The presentation just was a little.
Yeah, my boy need to go and get that hair cut off or go and get him a piece put on.
One way or the other. It's one way or the other with that. Yeah. It's one way.
He need to come see Prime, go get him a cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that shit off. That was
plugged it in like a motherfucker. That's what I'm talking.
That boy got that bozo going, man.
Man, so rap duos. Well, we can't really say rap duos. Rap beef and a whole nother life. Diddy Do It lawsuit. Diddy Do It. Cassie. Whew. That testimony. Yeah. Did y'all get a chance to get a summary of it? Understand?
Yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts? We do have videos, so but let me get your thoughts first, because I do want to, before we go into the video.
Cassie was with the shits. What I said. She was with the shit. She was, from her text messages and shit. Hell, she was setting up some freak outs too, and calling.
And said she liked it.
You know what I'm saying?
But does she have the right to change her mind though, and say, "Hey, it's too much"?
She didn't leave. She kept coming back.
But was she? But was she forced to come back?
There is no sign of force. Where's the force?
Damn. So y'all think she's not? You think she's not doing herself justice by this?
They should not put her on the damn stand. That was horrible. She was saying that she did things because she didn't want another woman to do it, so she did. So that sound like you was cool with it then. That's not force. You know?
Yeah.
That's not force, John. If you saying you don't want no woman doing it for your man, so you want to do it, that's not force. That means you agreeing I want to do this because I don't want him to go nowhere else. That's you making a choice.
No, I agree with that. And I think the way that they're spinning it though, that's not helping her.
Right.
I think the way that they're thinking that they're spinning it is actually not. It's not a good spin. It's a spin, but you're spinning it in the wrong direction because it does look like this is just a situation where you didn't want him to go nowhere, so you did any and everything to keep him so far. But we do have a video. Let's go ahead and roll the first video and see what.
But she broke the freak off down in steps as well. She said that the first step was there was like masturbation, and they would have to do masturbation. It would be her and the escort, and she would have to talk out loud and describe what she was seeing. She would have to be very descriptive because allegedly Puff would want to hear that. So yeah, so that first step was the descriptive foreplay, and then step 2 is the touching. Now step 2, she alleges, is that's when all the baby oil comes out. Step 3 is oral, and she says that a lot of times she would rush to get to the oral because she just wanted to get it over with, because she kept making a point of she didn't want to do this. She just was doing it because she was so in love, and she said she didn't want him to go and do it with anybody else. Now step 4 was the actual intercourse where they would engage in, you know, sex, and she said that sometimes Puff would just watch allegedly, but then she said other times he might join in if they were really comfortable with an escort. So that would look like her giving Puff fellatio and the other escort having sex with her at the same time. Now she did give us an update I didn't know if I needed. She said that a lot of times after they would finish, the escorts would have a happy ending, and Puff would make her take that happy ending and rub it on his nipples, and then they would engage in whatever they were going to do, just Cassie and Puff allegedly.
So his man milk on Puff's nipples?
That's what Cassie is alleging, that she that Puff liked her to rub it on his chest and on his nipples.
Jesus.
And
so chocolate covered nipples with a semen drizzle.
Yo,
Glaze.
shut up, man.
And
Glaze, we have to say glaze.
Oh, so, yeah, Diddy likes his nipples medium well with a semen.
Oh God. Okay, so okay, so descriptive foreplay is wow.
Dang.
He's a fucking Scorpio. Okay, give us a break. But descriptive foreplay is wow. I had to take note on that one for a whole nother. Anyway, so man milk.
I hate the sound
on the boobs or the nipples.
Man milk. We gotta
stop. So first of all, Charlamagne is such a fucking, oh my God.
Yeah,
okay, so
why could we have just stuck to the music, Puffy, Papa Diddy Pop, whatever your name is?
No, because Diddy bopping is a whole new thing. Somebody, I forget who said what Diddy bopping was, but
but you know, being a motherfucking freak ain't against the law. And Cassie, I don't give a damn what
why are Tootsie Rolls trending? Hold on, why are Tootsie Rolls trending though? Cause I'm pissed off about I like Tootsie Rolls personally. You know, when I do decide I want to have some candy, Tootsie Roll is appropriate, but apparently this is a descriptive, as he says in his descriptive foreplay, rather, this is a descriptive adjective to describe his male part. So apparently apparently that's the size, girth, and width, and length, and all the other
Tootsie Roll
measurements. A Tootsie Roll.
Damn. That's not cool, man. Dang. I feel like Cassie or whoever is like, this nigga did not give me play. I'm going to, like, all you gotta do, just like they did with Nelly. And look what Nelly bagged the baddest one in the game, right? So it didn't fuck up his stuff, but it sounds like some woman is being bitter, and or some nigga is like, yeah, all I gotta do is throw out the accusation that it's a Tootsie Roll, and that's it. You know, it don't matter if it's true or not, because being the error, it doesn't matter. People gonna believe it because, you know, everybody a woman can say a man's private is small, and everybody gonna believe it just because they want to laugh. They want to believe it. You know, you can say bad things about anybody and people want to believe bad things. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like that, I don't know, man. I see
that. That's not why he's so freaky. I see the comment, Egypt, over in the chat. That is not why he's so freaky, because that has no correlation.
Yeah, dude. If you like, if you got a little private part,
this is a show for another time. I'm trying to keep my composure here, because now Dan, you ain't gonna be defending it if it was if that was you. And somebody was talking about you was a Tootsie Roll and you a freaky ass 69.
If
you know what I mean? No.
I'm saying as a man, I ain't like that. I'm good. But I'm saying as a man, if I'm like that, then I can see a man being freaky because he can't satisfy his girl. I can see it. Yeah,
okay.
You know, it's cats out there with the y'all say they got the Tootsie Rolls. So them boys got to do extra shit. They got to do extra shit.
So he's overcompensating.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. I don't know.
Hey man, you know what? I hope it's a lie. I really do.
I do too, because that's you gonna be brokey and you can't even.
Hey,
I don't even want to see no Tootsie Rolls no more, man. No.
This is what I'm saying. Now you have to associate the shit with a Diddy Bop.
She said a Tootsie Roll though? That what she said?
I can't even. What kind of? How did you get anybody pregnant?
Hey, that semen shoots out now.
Semen still go.
It runs on its own now. You know it's
moving on. Interview this going to the Dirty Pleasure Show side. We might edit some shit out now.
Hey, you know that. Hey, you know our soldiers running, baby.
Kid Cudi.
Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe.
Right. Like, share, and subscribe at QOC Network. Apparently, we getting lit in this motherfucker today. Like, follow, and subscribe at QOC Network. Okay. Yep. Kid Cudi. Now, this has got to be like this almost looks like a little rock star, like he about to go into a video. But his testimony, man, was this the damaging testimony that y'all feel like is gonna fuck up Diddy, or
nah?
What does it come off? How does it come off to y'all?
There's too much more to be said. So no, that's just, it'll be just one piece. Because if this is elaborate as folks are saying it is, it's gonna be way more that comes out.
Let's go ahead and play the clip. Because we got the clip of his. Is it his actual testimony, or
Hold up, you got this like Crystal Lake.
Honey, are you nervous to test today? What are you expecting today? You look great.
You look great.
I love the fit. Not too serious.
Pull out for Cudi. Come, they got.
Now, Kid Cudi. Yes. So
Man on the stand.
Yesterday at the end, they started to talk about the rest of the week, and they said that Kid Cudi will be in court this week. They said that today, Wednesday, if they were able to, they would get to Kid Cudi and he would be testifying. But from what I'm told, the way that the testimonies are going to be set up today, they don't really think that they'll get to him today, that it's actually supposed to be Thursday, which is going to be he's a huge witness as well too, because he's going to speak to, of course, a lot of the abuse arson. Again, but the arson, the card stuff,
but also the conversation that they had at that dinner.
The alleged conversation they had at that restaurant, and it's Cassie, Diddy, and Kid Cudi, because Cassie alleged that Diddy came and sat them all down and said, I don't like what's going on here, basically, and y'all need what's happening. Fill me in, because he felt away. Diddy's team is alleging that he did that because he felt away, because he put them in the studio together and then they started dating. Cassie's like, regardless of the situation, it was threatening, and he mentioned that he was going to do things allegedly to Kid Cudi and to her. The car came into conversation, and at that dinner, Cassie alleges that Kid Cudi said to Diddy, "Well, what about my car?" And Diddy said, "What car are you talking about?"
Yeah, but people who don't know, Diddy allegedly blew his car up.
Yes. Oh, sorry, I forgot. That's a major point to say. Yes. Yeah, because he allegedly blew his car up.
What about my car?
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's gonna be big, man, because Diddy allegedly threatened to kill him, went to his house with a loaded gun, and that's going to be a really interesting part of the trial because it'll probably start with Cuddy, and then there'll be another witness who used to work for Diddy. He'll probably come in and confirm a lot of Cuddy's testimony.
Yeah. So the shit has yet to hit the fan, or it has hit the fan, because this was for Thursday technically. So yeah, it has hit the fan. But this is the guy that Cassie was Diddy bopping with on the side of Diddy, or playing them both. And he put him to the side and said, hey, I don't like all this or whatever, but he'd already blew up the man's car. That's what the accusations are. I guess it's not proven just yet, but everybody in the industry probably is aware, you know.
I don't think, I'm sure Diddy himself didn't blow no damn car. I'm sure he didn't do it.
But he paid somebody.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to prove that though. They're gonna have to really prove that.
They will have to prove it, that's for sure.
Really dig off into that one. But Cassie seems to be the middle culprit to this situation though. You with one guy and you doing other stuff. They said she was talking to him on the burner phone. You know what I'm saying? She was talking to Kid Cudi on the burner phone. So that don't sound like you was up front with what you had going on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's to me, it's not really damaging to me to Puff. It's really not to me, because this thing it's called a conspiracy trial, and it's supposed to be about him being this mastermind behind these moving parts of gangsterism, pretty much, and what is that, sex trafficking. And and
they're trying to get him on RICO charges and things like that, and they can't even get that together according to reports.
Making sense. Everything to me is about Cassie, and it's not. Yeah, it's not making.
So they're trying to demonize him. You think?
Yeah.
And strip him of. So what do you think was?
Yeah.
But where do you think he was going that they stopped him from getting to? Just the level of success as a black man in the industry?
Actually, he had that too, but he had some things that he was doing. He was suing the DeLeon liquor company.
Okay.
And he actually won the case for $1 billion, but they said that the clause was if he got caught in some kind of crime, then the case would be reneged and they wouldn't have to pay Diddy. And then all of this came up. Then also he was getting ready to put $1 billion into some black political party.
Okay.
And then all of this stuff come up. So I'm very convinced after all these years. I'm 45 years old. I done seen this kind of stuff time and time. Yep. And
it's a repeated thing.
They taking black men down. That's just what it is. Now I'm not saying Diddy not messed up. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying the stuff that they bringing up, this is all grown adults consenting to doing whatever it is they was doing. So
Shannon Sharpe is another one. There's so many.
Yeah.
I think we go back to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, before him. You know, but
my era of understanding, I'll say Michael Jackson. That was a big, but it started from there for me. Or one of the bigger icons to fall.
Yeah, Bill Cosby too.
Well, but I'm saying it started with Mike, and then Bill Cosby came after that.
Yeah, in our era, Michael Jackson was the start. Mike Tyson, Tupac, you know what I'm saying? All of these guys, you know. I can't say OJ, but
Ooh, right. Now we on that same spectrum of light-skinnedness. That really didn't tie into nothing. We just gonna move on. Smokey Robinson.
Yeah, light skin.
Light-skinnedness, right? Light-skinnedness, Sir Light Skin. Sir light skinnedness has legal issues.
Who'd have thunk it?
The same shit
so
that going through.
We gonna play a video that's gonna just detail his legal issues because he 80, 100 years old. I don't understand.
Not 100.
Just Smokey. What?
Touch it.
She being
Smokey
funny.
Robinson is responding to a lawsuit brought by 4 unnamed women who allege they were repeatedly sexually assaulted and harassed by Robinson while working as housekeepers for the singer and his wife between 2007 and 2024. Robinson's attorney has issued a statement saying, in part, this is simply an ugly method of trying to extract money from an 85-year-old American icon. It goes on. The plaintiff's attorneys outlined vile, false allegations against Mr. and Mrs. Robinson, trying to enlist the public as an unwitting participant in the media circus they are trying to create. All 4 plaintiffs say they were forced to resign due to persistent sexual misconduct.
And see,
Do y'all think?
Here we go. Here we go with.
Do y'all think?
Like, here we go. It's the same narrative over and over again. They always say, "Oh, well, here we go. There's somebody trying to get money from somebody that's an icon and all of this." They're not gonna just say that. They're not just gonna be saying it just to be saying it. Okay, yeah, he did something to them. There was sexual assault. There was rape. People don't just say that if something didn't happen.
What?
Okay, so you saying it on the flip side that I thought you were going with the. Okay, so you saying that it had to been something that happened, and this is why.
I feel like it's gotta be something. It can't just all the time just be they're trying to get money out of him or something like that. Something happened to make them want to say that.
Well, I guess we need to see what deals was he trying to do, because a lot of times it's tied to some kind of deal. Like you'll see almost in everyone that I've seen, any black man that all of a sudden falls from stardom, from celebrity, this ostracized and all that. You go to look, oh, Cosby was trying to make a deal with CBS or ABC or NBC or whatever alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to do or buy something that was massive. That would have taken black TV to a whole nother, spectrum if he went that direction. However, he would have been like bigger than Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at that, and then you look at all the people just coming out, and everything like that. Was the same happening with R. Kelly? Was he in the midst of some big deal? Like you start investigating these backgrounds of what they're doing business-wise. To me, it's a correlation, but I'm not about to do a history research project on that. I just see correlations.
But also, I definitely disagree with that. Women will say, and women have said time and time again, that somebody's done something to them and they didn't do it because they wanted money. They wanted money. Money motivates people to lie. You know what I'm saying? And most 9 times out of 10, especially a woman, and no pun intended to women, but women can say things like that without any proof, and the man can get in trouble. So, and I'm talking about he would have to fight the case. Look at Bill Cosby. There was no real proof that he did anything, but they put him in jail. He had to fight the case from inside of the jailhouse.
Yeah. So, and I get that. I just don't like the narrative that's the thing that's happening. It's like, why would you? That's not even a funny joke. Why would you say something like that just to try to get something out of somebody?
Because women.
Well, but I don't necessarily tie it just to women. I think it's used heavily because the quickest way to make a man look like a piece of shit is to say that he was doing some foul shit to a woman that was speculation, not ever proven, but he has the burden of proof on him to disprove it. And then even with the allegations, shit, you can't live down the allegation because that's the society ain't gonna let you live it down. Anytime we have an allegation about a man doing something suspect, if he's considering himself heterosexual, then any suspicion of gay, any suspicion of doing something, you know, that we would say is against heterosexual conduct, he's going to be looked at like suspect the rest of his life, even if that was never proven, if he never had any kind of issues with it. But that's a speculation, just the same as rape. Rape allegations will live with you forever, especially if you're a black man. Now, that's what I've understood from the different situations that the celebrity guys are going through. Chris Brown ain't never lived that down with Rihanna.
I know women personally that have lied, and this is not even for money, just lied because they didn't want to look bad.
Saving face, yeah.
So I'm saying, like,
but then they look bad anyway.
No, they didn't. They didn't. Nobody looked at them bad.
They're looked at as the victim.
Yeah, they so what I'm saying, for people like Smokey Robinson, you gotta put yourself in their shoes. You are icon, multi-millionaire, or whatever. If you got the kind of money, dude, women are literally going to come after you. You don't have to do anything to them. You can just walk by him and they can say, hey, I felt like he did something to me. He said something to me. And they don't have to have any proof. You know what I'm saying? See, that's where the problem comes in, that when they don't have to have proof that anything really happened. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, like, look at this. To me, if my daughter got raped and you didn't go to the doctor, so how do I know he raped you? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, ain't nobody go to the doctor, man. You know what I'm saying? Where's your documentation? Especially if we know this is Smokey Robinson and he did something to you. You gonna want paper trail because you really do want your case to be heard and you want to get your paper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this stuff doesn't have any connections. Where's the connection that you really got assaulted? Where's the connection that you really got raped? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. And then these days and time, you can't say, oh, I was embarrassed, so I didn't do it. You can't say that today. You can't really use that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go with it, man, because it's been happening too much. And these people are saying I didn't do that to them. And okay, but the man never gets hurt. It's always the women's side that get hurt. So I'm not with that. I'm not with it.
And it's sad that he has to prove himself behind something like this.
Right.
It is, but it's
he's 85 years old. He's got to prove himself over this.
So you can't tell me that he did this at 85. So how old is this case? How old is these accusations?
Well, from what it said was like when it was like 20 years ago. It's like,
come on,
why are we doing this from 20 years ago?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The connection of if something really happened, it's not showing no connection. 20 years? Like, come on.
What do y'all think though? Because this kind of brings me back to Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, right? Now, as much as we want to believe her as she's standing on what she's saying, if it turns out that it's not true, she knew it wasn't true, she continued to push the narrative that it was.
Now what?
Then yeah.
Then career could be over.
Now she need to go to jail then. Yeah. But they don't do that to these women. They don't put them in jail when they lying. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think will happen?
I think she's just gonna fall back and kind of let it go away a little bit. I don't think nothing's gonna happen. None of that, you know, because for some reason we don't go and say, okay, let's go after her with pitchforks and fire. Let's go after her. We don't do that. We don't really do that type of stuff. We kind of just want to get away from it, like vindicate me, get me out of jail, and just leave me alone about the situation. That's kind of how we do.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like he should sue?
Absolutely.
for the stabbing or for the false? Well, can he turn around and say, you know, you falsely accused me, and then it's a civil lawsuit after that?
Yeah, I would actually go after her I would prosecute her. I would go after. I would press charges on her because you not only did you slander my character, you knew you were lying, and you lied and perjured yourself on the stand. I want you to go to jail. I want you to do my time. Do the time I did.
Do you think? Do you think that the court? What do they call that? The court of public opinion is going to outweigh this situation far more than the actual. What is it? Than the actual judgment that is determined.
The possibility, because you got women out there that I've seen on social media that say, I don't care what happened, I'm still pro Megan. So I'm seeing that out there. So I think the public opinion is going to outweigh, you know what I'm saying, what the judicial system comes up with. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think the coat, the stallion coat, or any coat for that matter, that's the whole thing about the coat mindset. But now it is going to be black men against black women, because now it's the narrative. Yeah, now it's the narrative of black women aren't truthful, and we are constantly putting black men in compromising situations and damaging their character and all that off of a lie. So now we're the ones who aren't doing that. You have to work harder to prove that you're not that type of woman. Even if you like her music, like now we're gonna be looked at like, oh, if you like her music, like anybody connected to her, you know, now you're dealing with that silly stuff. But
because you got a son, I got a son. Would you blame the men though?
Would I blame the man for what?
Men for thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? That we got sons, you know, and they seeing this type of. I can't blame the men. I can't blame the men for thinking like that. Now, do I like it? Hell no. And I'm gonna advocate against it. But I cannot blame the men for thinking in protection mode for themselves. Like, hey man, I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right. I can't. I have two boys, and I can't think that. One, I don't want them to go out in the world thinking that women operate like that, but there are a subset of women that do, and you need to steer clear of them. However, you know, on the same side of it, I have a daughter who now I have to teach. Hey, you don't play with men in that capacity. You don't put yourself in a compromising situation where you have to put your hands on a man and things like that. And then it's a balance and teamwork and all that type of thing. So she's not the princess that gets, you know, everything, and she don't have to do this and do that or whatever. So I try to teach balance with it. But, you know, when you got a woman that is operating at Meg Stallion, so as we know, it's accusations at this point. I don't want to blame anybody any which way, but if it turns out that this whole time you've been soaking up the victimhood, you know, you've been reaping the rewards of being so-called victimized by this man specifically. Not that you weren't, because you were shot at. We know that. So that's not a lie. But you were not shot at by him. If it proves, you know, if it comes out that you were not, then it's like, damn, girl, you got bigger problems.
I think black women should stand up in that regard. I would hope so, and say, hey, this is not how we operate. We don't condone what she did. To kind of give the men some kind of a relief that
I agree.
Yeah, our women ain't like this, man. All women ain't like this. So I would hope that the black women would kind of stand up and kind of you chastise her. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, because we chastise black men all the time.
Yeah, we need to say niece. That ain't it. That ain't it at all. We don't operate in that capacity as queens. We need to adjust our crowns and sit our ass down when we that damn emotional that we want somebody's reputation to be shot up, no pun intended, off of a lie though, because the situation was he was with one of her friends or somebody was playing somebody. So that's all that was. And to just do that off of attention and do that off of you trying to get more record sales and you trying to chastise your record company or former record company, whatever the case may be, and you just out for blood. Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down and recalibrate, because that ain't the way to operate at all.
I'm gonna say this. If he's innocent, then they need to go ahead and let that man go. You know what I'm saying? Which they keep saying out there. When I'm looking at the story, they keep saying they got all the evidence they need to show that he's innocent, and that they said they found like 5 fingerprints on the gun.
Yeah, on the gun.
And in
addition,
his wasn't even on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Let's go ahead and roll the clip though, because I did forget about that. We trying to keep with time, but yeah, let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Based on the evidence that we have, the evidence that we have says that he wasn't the guy.
2022, singer, rapper Tory Lanez convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. Here's the story. They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, dance, and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her. Proof, testimony of Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey Harris, and DNA evidence on the weapon that convinced jurors to convict. Pretty simple, right? Maybe not. Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanez. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years, so this is really about the testimony. Lanez, so what happens? So he goes away, recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit, okay? Because new evidence is about to come out.
The reason why I took a particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine. And also too, as you said, 0.01% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself. We are calling on Gavin Newsom to issue that pardon immediately. And also remember, he was almost killed in jail. I actually talked to him today on the phone, and he said that once he does get out, once he does get this pardon, which I do feel confident that he'll be getting, he's going to work extensively in prison reform, because this should never happen to anyone.
That is Tory Lanez.
Hey.
That is Tory Lanez.
That man innocent, free Tory Lanez, man.
Right?
Let that man go.
And on that note, we're gonna let the church say
amen.
You know they like to sit to the nearest exit or an aisle seat so they can exit stage left if something funny like this happens in church.
I'm not nervous. It's just the Holy Spirit. God is okay.
Oh, wait. You can't look. You cannot say Mama Saba Makusai in church. No.
Woo. That's what I really felt like we were hearing. Mama say Mama, yeah. Mama say Mama Saba Makusai. I had to get it.
Was she
That's what he
auctioning?
said.
Was she doing the auction thing at the church? You can't do that in church.
I don't know. And I thought that was the other clip from the last time. So that really threw me off because I didn't even click on it.
You and I know also it's a lot of faking going on in church, man.
And that's why people stop
faking
going.
and shaking.
A lot of faking, man.
That is why people stop going.
Here at QOC Network, we want to thank you for tuning in. But understand these are the views of us personally and not the views of QOC Network. We want to just say that. You know, we be going off the rocker sometimes. Yeah. But follow us, follow, and subscribe at QOC Network. This is In the Mix. Your girl Jay Marie, Prime, and also we out this.
Yay.
Already. Mix in the mix. Let me tell you how it's going down. In the